Hey everyone, I'm Angela Irene with Aged Goodness and Budget Reload. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our first cash stuffing envelope, and I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using my cash envelope wallet, my sinking funds little organizer, obviously the cash, which is just shy of $1,400, and my savings challenges that I'm going to do for both the year and I'm going to start for January. So let me get everything organized and I'll be right back. And before we get started, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I'm working off of. I haven't shown my complete budget or anything yet, or we'll get there if anybody is interested. But I was asked what system I use for my cash envelope method, and I don't have just Ramsey's or the Budget Mom, or I just picked the best aspects of the systems that worked for my family. So I ended up making this form on Google Documents because this is what was important to us and how it worked with our flow. And so today, the two categories that we are concerned with would be the cash envelopes and the sinking funds. And the cash envelopes for our family are the necessities. It's the groceries, the pet food, the gas, the health, and the eating out, which is not really uber important, but you need to have a category for these things. So that's what our cash envelopes are for. Now our sinking funds basically are centered around the little events in the year that just kind of come up. The birthdays, the anniversaries, Mother's Day, Father's Day, those kind of things. And the two biggest for us would be the Christmas fund, because that's our biggest expense usually for the year. And right now our most pressing thing is our water heater, which is, well, it's on its last leg. So those are the two biggest things, but you could put anything in sinking funds that you need to, your taxes, your insurance, bigger items. But for us, we only have the two big categories. And the cash for us, the biggest would be groceries and gasoline. Those are huge here in California where we live, and it's expensive to do well, and it's expensive to breathe. I mean, it's ridiculous. So in my cash envelopes, I have $1,085 that we're going to fill today. And our sinking funds, I have $313. So I'm going to show you. We'll do this one first. This is my cash envelope wallet that I use. And it's pretty empty right now. I'm trying to start the new year off with things being clean. So I have the groceries, the gas, the health, my pet needs, our emergency, and eating out. So I'll take these out. We'll get our cash and we will get to stuffing. All right, we have our cash envelopes. We have our budget to let us know how much we're taking out, and we have $1,085. All right, I'm going to start with groceries. This is our biggest expense other than our actual bills, and this is where I have the most control. So on our channel, you're going to see mostly food budget kind of videos because this is where I have the ability to actually save the most in my budget. I have control over what we eat, how I cook, and where I shop. So this is really the category I am most interested in because it's the one I have literally the most control over. So for us, our budget is $400 for the month. And I always start with a $100 bill because I find this is the hardest one to break and spend. If I'm going to end up saving anything, it will be this $100 bill because that is a lot of money. Not that the 20s aren't money, but the 100 makes you think a little more. At least it does for me. All right, so we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, $400. So for me, I know my family. This is where we have the most challenge is in food. Everybody likes to snack. Everybody likes to, have convenience food. So this is the one where I really, really have to work the hardest. Okay, gasoline, that is another big one for us. It is $400 also. And that's only because of the pandemic. This was double or triple. My husband has to travel quite a bit, and this is truly become one of the expenses that we just can't fix. It is what it is. We live in California. We have some of the highest gas prices in the lower 48, so it is what it is. All right, here we go. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 4. And we keep getting, smaller and smaller cars. And pretty soon it's going to look like a clown car with us. I'm telling you, it's terrible. All right, health for us is, anything non-food related. It's toiletries and all of that. So we only have $100 for that. 20, 40, 60, 80. So when I go to Walmart, we live in a very small town, a very rural town. So basically our only store is Walmart. So when I buy health and beauty, I usually buy it separately. That way I can keep my envelopes, from cross-contaminating. Okay, pet needs. We have 3 dogs and a bird. So we usually spend $75. So I have 20, 40, 60, 70, 5, and that's our average. I mean, I may be a little above, I may be a little below, but average for us is 75. So for me, I'm going to leave it at 75 and hope that we can hit that. We have miscellaneous, and I usually try, this one's called emergency, but it's miscellaneous. It is anything that doesn't really fit in any of the other categories. Any little thing that comes up. And I like to keep $50 in here just in case. I mean, you never know. Things happen. So we have the 50. And eating out, when we try to budget and don't have anything for eating out, that's when you want that burger and fries more than you've ever needed it in your life. So I keep $60, and usually if I have coupons, like for family meal or something, I like to tuck those in there as well, just to help remind myself that we're still trying to save money. All right, that was $1,085. That's going to go in my budget wallet, and hopefully at the end of the month, we'll have some money left. Okay, took all of my little envelopes out of my cute little organizer. I love that thing. Makes you think twice about really getting into it. And the ones that came with that have these great little Velcro flaps. I like that. I think they're, keep everything contained. Okay, I didn't like the savings fund trackers of anything I could find, so I just made my own. It made sense to me. Basically, what are my categories? What am I trying to save for? And how much am I putting in each month, basically? Now, I have still some dollar amounts in from carrying over from 2020, but some of them are empty, but most of them still have things. We've got things coming up, so they'll be empty soon, but now they still have a little money in them. The very first one and the biggest one for us is Christmas, and that is $120. This one is just full on empty. I'm so sad. So we are starting with $120. And I do have a bank account that usually twice a year I'll deposit some of the money in there, so I can just go ahead and buy online. It makes it a little safer that way if I can't find anything locally, and usually not so much locally. Okay, the next one is the Mrs. Birthday. This would be our youngest daughter, and she's going to get $9. So she's supposed to have $27, so let's make sure. So I have 27. Okay, so I do have what I'm supposed to have in here, because sometimes it happens, so we're going to do $9. So we have a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the good thing is, I love sinking funds. If you don't know what a sinking fund is, it is just a planned savings account. It's for an event or a bill that is coming, as opposed to like the emergency funds. You don't know what's coming your way. These I know. I know about how much I'm going to spend when it's time for her birthday, and I want to be able to not blow my budget because I forgot something. So you know, that's where we're at with sinking funds. They're just small planned events. This one's supposed to have 15, so I have 15 in here. So we were starting off well. And this one is $10 for our oldest. So I'm going to take a $10 bill and put that in there. Okay, the next one up is my parents' anniversary. We were supposed to have 40 in here. Let's see. And we have 40, and then we're adding 10 more. So that brings us to 50. And because their anniversary is this month, this one will go back to 0. So instead of depositing, I'll be subtracting, and then we will start again. The next one is my grandmother's birthday. Supposed to have 16, and we have 16, and we're going to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know, you may be like, okay, it's $4. What are you going to do with that? But you know, if I take $4 every month, that just seems like money I can find in my purse, right? I mean, it's like no big deal. But it adds up that if at the end of the year I'm needing more money than I have to get into my budget. And I'm to the penny on my budget. So I don't want anything to I don't want anything to break my budget. So these are if you haven't done little sinking funds before, it's a great way to make sure everything is just planned out and no surprises. If I can mitigate how many things come out of my budget, I'll do that any day of the week. But you can have too many of these too, though. There's a fine line here. All right, this one is my parents' birthdays. So this one is supposed to have 48. 20, 45, okay, 48. And we're adding 12. 10, 11, 12. Boy, are those new dollars. Okay. And when I go to the bank, because everybody is so panicked right now about touching money and whatnot, and I'm going to wash my hands after this, no worries, even though I've had this money, several days. When I ask for cash, it's like, you're still using cash? I know I'm like one of 8 people still using cash, but yes, I am. Just, relax, folks. I'll use hand sanitizer. All right. This would be our birthdays. There should be 40 in here. 40. And I need 10 more. So that'll give us 50. And I'm really not liking how we're doing no cash back, no change back. Ugh. I'm a visual person. When I am swiping that debit card, it is not the same as having cash. Handing it over, that visually it means more than just swiping your card. There doesn't seem a lot of consequence there. This keeps me on track. Okay, this is for our anniversary. Okay, we should have 40, and we have 40, and this one is getting 10 more, so that would give us 50. Okay, and then I have my second page. All right, now we have Mother's Day. I love this envelope with the daisies. All right, this one has 45, and I'm adding 15 more. 10 and 5. I'm hoping that this year I can see my mom and grandma on Mother's Day. It was really hard last year, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, Father's Day, this envelope is supposed to have 30, and I have 30. I'm adding 10 more. Yay, that'll give us 40. And Father's Day is quickly going to be here before we know it. All right, this is the one I'm not pleased about at all. This is our water heater. Okay, I'm supposed to have 40, and now I have to add 72. The estimate for this thing is almost $900. In fact, it was a tad over $900. So we're saving and hoping the thing lasts for the year. I'm really hoping, give me time to save. Okay, so that's 60, 5, 70, and 2. All right, so now we should have only $112. Oy, oy, oy. It's going to take us a while, but you know what? We'll just keep our eye on this one and hope. Okay, and for emergency, I should have 130, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 25, 30. Okay, so I have 130, and I'm adding 31. This should do it. 20, 30, and 1. So that was my sinking funds. Okay, let me put this away and let me get the savings challenges I'm doing for January and for the year. And to wrap up, our cash stuffing will be our money challenges. Now, the money challenge that I'm going to do for the whole year will be the 52-week money challenge. There are a lot of them out there, and the one that I thought was fun was the $1 and the $2, $3. But the problem is when you get down into here, when the months are really tight because of the holidays, you're saving almost $200 a month, and that wasn't going to work for our budget. So what I did is I did the challenge, and I broke it up to what I physically thought I could do. And for me, I'm pretty sure I can stick to $25 a week. So at the end of the year, that turns out to be $1,300. That's a lot of money for us. So I decided that $25 a week, that's what we're going to do. You know what? Even if you did $5 a week, it's still the act of learning to save and be disciplined about doing it. So for me, we're going to do 25, and I already have my 25. So I'm going to put a little check mark by the week that I finished, and I will put my $25 in, and we'll see how we do towards the end of the year. And each month I'm going to have an additional challenge. This is going to be the yearly one that we do. And the January challenge I'm taking is the saving $10 out of each of your cash envelopes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cash envelopes. So I'm hoping to save $60. So above the, the 25 a week that I'm going to be saving, by the end of January, I'm hoping to have $60 more in this envelope. And then February, we will take part in another little challenge. And then what we'll do the last week, maybe I don't know, maybe on New Year's, I think that would be fun. On New Year's, we'll add up all of our savings challenge envelopes, and we'll find out how much we saved for the year. So that is the start of our budgeting portion, and if y'all are interested, we could go and work on the actual budget together. If you're interested in seeing anything like that, let me know in the comments below. But if not, we will definitely stick to the cash stuffing envelope. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. Until next time, everyone, take care, be safe. We'll see you soon.